This is an assortment of M4 machine screws. They're socket head cap screws. And they're coming in 6, 8, 12, 16, 20. We have 25 and 30 along with lock washers, flat washers, and nuts. Now the manufacturer suggested price on this is $10 for the package. I was provided it to review for free, but they have not paid me for my review, and so my opinions remain my own. Alright, so each of these little squares comes packaged in a little baggie, so they won't flip around in shipping. But if you want to use one of these, you're going to have to open the baggie. And at that point, it's possible if you drop it or mishandle it, they might flip back and forth between the different components here. All right, so I have tested the nuts on these machine screws. I've also tested them on a known good M4 machine screw. And the nuts threading works just fine on both of these guys. So from a tolerances standpoint, these guys measure very well M4 machine screws. Now, I am not convinced that they're actually 304 stainless. So the nut here barely reacts to the magnet. I have a strong magnet and it will kind of stick to it, but it'll just fall off. So that nut could be 304. This guy here seems to be attracted to that magnet more than I would expect for 304 stainless. So I know this guy's 304, and it will stick to the magnet, but it doesn't make the big click noise when it jumps to it. So it goes on there, it jumps up to it. This guy here, it jumps really fast to this magnet. Also, this guy has a duller finish, and that might just be the finish of it, but they definitely look different. This guy here is more of a grayish color, and this is a very silver color. It's not like bang sticking to because this is a strong rare earth magnet. It's not like sticking to it like I would expect from steel. So I suspect it is maybe a stainless, but I suspect it may not be a 304 stainless. Now obviously I can't tell that for sure without X-ray fluoroscopy, but just the reaction on this magnet is more strong than with a known good 304 sample of the exact same M4x16 screw. So might be stainless. I suspect it may not be 304 stainless. Other than that, all the parts are here. They all look like they're the right size. It looks like a nice little kit of potentially stainless hardware. So this is what it looks like all unpacked. There's enough room in all of these compartments for everything. There's a little bit of a bump here on the M4x20. That might just be because I haven't put these down far enough. All right, I think that works better. It doesn't look like parts are going to move between these compartments too badly, with the possible exception of those tiny little lock washers and flat washers. But just as long as you keep it mostly upright, I don't think you're going to have a problem with things moving around. Now, number-wise, there's exactly 100 of these guys, if you believe the numbers on there. I haven't counted everything, but it looks reasonable. And they have 102 lock washers, 102 flat washers, but only 52 nuts. So you're going to need extra nuts to make use of all these bolts unless you're putting them into threaded holes. So I assume, they're kind of saying, well, 52 nuts is kind of what fits in this compartment, and so, that's why they kind of limited it that. But they're also kind of counting on you screwing these into things that are threaded already. I have tested that the socket size is correct as well. So, I have no issues with any of the measurements on any of these screws. The only question I have is whether or not it's actually 304.